Early this morning, a disaster struck in the North Sea. The US flagged Stena Immaculate, an oil and chemical tanker carrying jet fuel for the US military, was struck by the Portuguese flagged container vessel Solong. What should have been an uneventful shipping operation turned into a catastrophe, leaving one crew member missing, two ships engulfed in flames, and serious environmental concerns uh, for us all in the wake of this collision. This was a disaster that should never have happened. The Stena Immaculate was anchor when the Solong, reportedly travelling at 16 knots, ploughed into it. And eyewitness accounts from surviving crew members described the moment of sudden impact, with one sailor remarking it came out of the blue. The force of the collision was so immense that the hull of the Stena Immaculate was breached, causing its volatile cargo, 18,000 tons of Jet A1 aviation fuel, to leak into the sea. And the subsequent explosions turned the ship into an inferno, forcing its crew to abandon ship immediately. Meanwhile, the Solong sustained massive damage. Reports indicate that no one appeared to be on its bridge at the moment of impact, an astonishing failure in basic maritime safety. To make matters worse, the vessel was carrying 15 containers of sodium cyanide, a highly toxic substance that poses a significant environmental and human health risk. While it's unclear if any has leaked into the sea, experts warn that even a small spill would be catastrophic. The human toll of this disaster is stark. 36 crew members were rescued from the two ships, one of whom required hospitalization, but one crew member from the Solong remains unaccounted for. And after an extensive search, His Majesty's Coast Guard has made the painful decision to call off the search, marking a grim conclusion to an event that should never have occurred at all. For the missing sailor's family, uncertainty and heartbreak will linger. In an era of advanced maritime technology, with automated systems and navigational safeguards, how could such a disaster like this take place? Experts suggest several possibilities. Human error. Early reports suggest that Solong may have been improperly navigated or lacked personnel on the bridge. If true, this is a shocking dereliction of duty. Equipment failure. Captain Nigel Bassett, an experienced maritime expert, says that modern ships are built to withstand impact, yet the Solong didn't stop immediately, as if its controls were unresponsive. And the incident raises urgent questions about international shipping regulations and whether proper safety protocols were being observed on either vessel. Beyond the immediate loss of life and destruction, the environmental consequences of this disaster are deeply troubling. Jet A1 fuel is highly toxic to marine life, and its spillage is one of the world's busiest waterways is cause for concern. Harbour porpoises, fish, seabirds in the region may suffer devastating effects. Additionally, the potential leakage of sodium cyanide could present an even more insidious risk. If mixed with water, it can release hydrogen cyanide gas, endangering emergency responders and marine biodiversity alike. Greenpeace has already raised alarm bells, calling this an extremely concerning incident with multiple toxic hazards. And the UK's Maritime and Coast Guard Agency has assessed the required counter-pollution response, but the damage may already be unfolding under the waves. What happens next? There needs to be a full investigation, of course. The UK's Maritime Accident Investigation Branch has launched an inquiry into the disaster. Voyage data recorders, the maritime black boxes, will provide crucial evidence on what transpired in the moments leading up to the collision. This incident should serve as a wake-up call for governments and international regulatory bodies. Are current shipping lane protocols sufficient? Are vessels like the Solong being properly monitored and inspected? Immediate cleanup efforts need to be prioritised. Experts will need to assess the full extent of the pollution and deploy containment measures to prevent long-term ecological damage. And if negligence is found, those responsible, whether individuals or corporations, must face the appropriate legal and financial consequences and assist in the cleanup and the change around. The catastrophe was preventable. In a time when maritime safety should be at its peak, a situation like this raises serious concerns about oversight, accountability, and preparedness. A missing crew member, a burning wreck, and an oil slick spreading across the North Sea. These are stark realities of a failure at multiple levels. As investigations unfold, one question looms large. Will we learn from this? Or will history repeat itself again and again and again?